The most popular thing in the last video was the toilets.
Yeah.
Yeah, people like the toilets. Guys, thanks for tuning in again to the channel. I'm here today with Ryan from Topo Rigs. Thanks for coming out. And we're shooting this sweet converted Mercedes Sprinter 4x4 high roof and the short 144-inch wheelbase. That's an on-center measurement, right? From wheel to wheel.
Yep, center wheel.
And the high roof, and that's a pretty popular combination for a conversion.
Probably the most popular Sprinter. People like to call them an off-road rig. They're still pretty big, so it's not like a truck.
So in terms of what we can see from the front, it's almost stock. We have some BFG all-terrains.
Aftermarket tires, stock wheels,
right,
stock suspension, everything's pretty much stock.
And then we have the roof box up top, which you said we're shooting at. Like when I got here, I was like, we can shoot inside or outside. It's like we're shooting outside actually because
I just put that box back out so it won't fit back in the shop.
Yeah.
And that's from Tiny Watts Solar, and it's got a solar panel on it, and it's a soft panel.
Okay.
And then the windows aftermarket, as well as the flares, and then some exterior accessories in the rear of the van.
You were telling me off camera like what you didn't like about the design. Do you mind talking about that?
Yeah, so the roof box, unfortunately we had to take it off to get the van into the shop because it was about 3 inches too high.
Yeah.
And so taking off that box, it doesn't have any mounting points or handholds, and it's just kind of an obscure shape, and it's pretty heavy. Mm-hmm. So getting it off the van was not as easy as we would like. Just a storage
So it
box.
pops open.
Yep, it's got actuators that lift it up.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So all of this external is that all from Al?
These two components are all van, and then this side rack is a Luminous.
Luminous, yeah. Okay. What are these for? What are these for?
She puts her SUPs on there, or stand-up paddle boards, And these two vents here are from Picava, and it's like an alternative to a roof vent. They're these rear door vents, so they're just little vent fans. Yeah. And you get a little airflow coming out the back door. Right. Instead of having to put another penetration in the roof.
Right. Isn't there
There's a skylight.
A skylight without a fan.
Without a fan.
So you get that vent from here.
Didn't have any more room for a fan.
Okay.
And you want as much airflow as possible in these things going, especially when you get into more humid climates. So that's a real nice product.
So could we pop this storage box? Yeah. Cool. Yeah, so jumper cables, tow hitch, heavy duty 240 extension. Oh, okay. Yeah,
short power hookup. Aluminum. Yeah, most of the components are made out of aluminum for vans. Just, the marine grade component and
for weight.
The lightweight component.
Yeah. I don't know what my bias is that I assume everything is made of steel. Maybe I can't TIG weld, so I just assume everything. No one else knows how to TIG weld.
Definitely harder to weld. And we do some things out of steel because there's some benefits. Being able to use magnets sometimes is nice with our doors. If you have a steel catch of some sort.
And what's going on? What is this guy?
And that's a one-up bike rack.
Oh, okay.
So you can put your bike in there.
Nice.
Yeah, so your tire goes in there. Seem to be the popular bike rack of choice around here these days.
We could pop the door over here. I can't remember exactly how you put it. Elevated bed, maybe, when you texted me.
Elevator.
Yeah, and I was wondering what that means.
Yeah,
there's an elevator.
It's a Happy Jack bed lift system.
That's cool.
It's on a chain. It's chain driven, so it's kind of a simple.
So what is this material? I mean, it's wood, but
that's bamboo.
Bamboo?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So it's a grass.
So the whole interior is bamboo?
All the cabinetry is bamboo, and then we used a maple wall paneling that we foam and upholster in the walls and the ceiling.
So you said it's a grass?
Yeah.
I mean, not a tree.
Right.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it grows a little faster than a tree.
Sure.
Which makes it a little more sustainable.
Okay, interesting.
And then
I just never thought about bamboo as to whether it's like...
Yeah, everybody calls it a wood, and it's like, it's kind of.
Yeah.
It's a woody grass.
Okay. This material, paneling, where did you source this? What is this?
This is a tweed.
Yeah.
Commonly found in the automotive industry.
Yeah.
And we get that from a company called Perfect Fit. Underneath that is a 1/4-inch foam.
It's soft.
Yeah, it adds like a nice sound deadening,
Right.
and a little bit of R value.
That's an insulation measurement.
Yep.
R value.
Yeah, so we get about an R10 to R13 in the walls.
Okay.
And we use Havelock wool mainly.
Right.
So, you know, a decent R value for a van.
So gear tray. Could we pull this guy out?
So that's just a little storage box. Throw your camp stove in there.
Yeah.
Nice and beefy.
Yeah. And like full extension sliders.
Yeah.
Super far out.
500-pound door slides. And then this is a locking slide, so it won't, when you're driving, it's not moving, and it's just got the two locking.
And then it's just like ball bearings, I guess. Or
Yep, just a standard
ball bearings.
slide with the ball bearings.
Cool.
And then we just gave it some slots on the side to strap down stuff.
What about this material?
That's from Lone Seal, and that's a flooring material. We typically use it for floors. You can see we put it on the walls, on the lower walls as well. It's kind of bomber. Doesn't scratch easily, so you can throw gear in here and it won't mess it up too quickly.
Sure. Onto the bed platform, which you said called elevator.
Yeah.
That's an interesting solution because I've also seen just a like the static platform with just cabinets on the side where you would like move it, but it lets you get access to almost the full height of the bed. Like you could maybe put a bike in underneath it.
You could, yeah. And this specific design was more geared towards a mobile office and a second bed. So when you raise this bed, she'll have a nice area to sit, and there's a table that goes here, and she'll be able to work on her computer, and then lower the bed and have enough space to sleep. If she were to have company, when this is up a little higher, this turns into another bed.
Oh, bunk beds.
Solar panel up top, there's a dual alternator, and that's tied into this battery bank here. And then there's shore power as well, so you kind of have 3 options to charge your battery bank. The main one is the alternator, so every time you have the van running, even at idle, it's charging. And then the solar panel, of course. It's got an inverter, a 3,000 watt inverter that runs all the typical AC home style outlets.
Right.
And then it's got the DC side that we try to run most everything off DC, or as much as we can. She wanted a few more AC outlets for some of her work, electronics and charging, and potentially an induction cooktop.
Yeah. So dual alternator, that means, the normal alternator that you might have that's powering your car's battery off of the engine, and then another alternator that's dedicated to this electrical system, because there's another battery back here.
Yep, exactly.
That's also storing power from the solar.
Yep.
Will that solar panel store energy into that battery, or can you just pull from it in real time? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it'll charge the batteries.
Okay.
When they need to be charged. So
Yeah.
there's a charge controller that the solar panel ties into, and that kind of manages that solar power. And if you're running your electronics, it's going to, in some sense, pull from that solar. But when there's enough overage, it'll charge the batteries.
So the inverter is converting the DC direct current from batteries into AC, right?
Yeah.
Which is what, like you mentioned, all the plugs. That's what you use for everything in your house.
Exactly. So it's taking that DC power, turning it into AC power, because you've got the 12-volt DC batteries, and we just need to turn that into the 120 AC power.
You mentioned you try to run as much off of DC as possible, so that bypasses the inverter.
Yeah, so if you're not using these outlets here, the AC outlets, you can leave the inverter off.
Okay.
and run everything else off of the DC and save a little bit of power because that inverter does consume some watts.
So that's what all of these switches allow you to do, right? If whatever you're not using, this is for each of your outlets?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, so you can keep all the outlets off here. You can turn the whole AC system off. That's your shore power, so when you want to charge at an RV park, you can turn that on, plug in, and it'll charge the batteries. And then you can turn off the batteries, kind of a main switch over there.
What about these?
That's all of your 12 volt DC components. So reading light, water pump, fridge, the elevator bed, that's all here individually. You want to turn off the ceiling lights, flip your switch.
Cool.
And those all have individual fuses for each component.
Is water in there?
Yeah, so there's a 32-gallon water tank.
Cool.
Up under here. And you fill it right here.
That's a bunch of water.
Yeah.
32 is quite a bit.
And then you've got your meter there, your water gauge, tell you if it's full or empty.
I guess while we're here, could we run the bed?
Let's go do that. Pretty streamlined.
Yeah, you can see the chains. Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I mean, I'm 6'1", so I can sit
just enough room.
all the way up.
Yeah, we tried to make this as slim as possible.
Yeah.
If we didn't have this pull-out drawer, we could have lowered these
Sure.
and gotten a little more room, but pops over here and tighten it up.
Sweet.
Yeah. Then there's 3 panels because they all go down to make this bed extension. You could store 2 of them over here if you wanted them, but this was kind of a convenient place to just stack them, keep them out of the way.
So this is the desktop and the second sleeping platform.
Yep. The Lagoon mount makes it nice to just swivel it all the way, and then you can walk through.
Yeah. I feel like if you're interested in gear at all, or do backpacking, like the more something, as many things you can have that do multiple things.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, is great. So the fact that it's a desk and a bed is cool. And then these like opposable kind of LEDs.
Yeah, you got your reading light, and they also have the USB charging ports.
Yeah.
And they got the red light and 3 different brightnesses.
Oh, it does have a red light.
Yeah, which is nice. If you camp, you kind of know if somebody else is in here trying to sleep. You have the red light. You don't want people to see it from the outside. So this is a bug screen. Pretty convenient. Rolls down. It's got a magnet right here and a zipper right here. You know, it goes past the floors right there, so it goes past that. So it does a pretty good job keeping the bugs out. You get a breeze when it's warm.
Storage, or what's happening?
Yeah, so little
sweet
outdoor table with our Topo branded back paneling.
Yeah.
And that's a custom design we made. We extracted it from Google Maps, and it's an area in Canyonlands. And there's a inlaid piece of steel on the back of this.
Okay.
That holds it up.
Isotherm fridge.
Yeah, you've got your fridge here. You can switch it to open either way. Right now, she wanted it so she could load it up from out here before she goes on a trip, but I could see maybe her wanting to change it to open the other way.
Yeah.
But a nice stainless steel fridge with a small freezer. Sink right up here.
Yeah.
Then you've got the option for a little outdoor shower.
Nice.
Yeah.
So as far as like, that's your galley setup, and then if you wanted, you have the outlets to put an induction burner.
Yeah, so there's an outlet on that wall with another countertop, and you can add a countertop induction stove, and then she's also got a propane 2-burner stove.
Oh yeah,
That
right.
she'll use either in that back drawer it fits
Yeah.
when it's pulled out, or right here on this table,
Cool.
or on the counter. So.
Yeah. And then drawer.
So that pops out, and then you spin it. And then you just push it closed.
Nice.
Yeah.
You can imagine, like, you can't just put a normal cabinet or drawer in your van, because if you've ever like moved furniture or something and tilted something in that little, so you need like some sort of, there's a bunch of cool like kind of locking mechanisms out there. A lot of them come from the marine industry. Yeah, but I haven't seen that one before.
A lot of stuff we buy is from marine parts stores.
Yeah.
As far as like the drawer, like this is common boating hatch, handle.
From the seat forward, you're looking fully at stock Sprinter, right?
Everything except this headliner shell.
Oh, okay. And, so I can't see it right now, but that's your storage right there.
Yeah, so you got storage up there, a good spot for like window coverings, blankets,
puppies,
soft stuff.
Cool.
The rest of this is the stock Sprinter.
Yeah, so I saw, we could see a rear view camera when we were out back.
Yes.
Which will show up here.
No rear view mirror, which confuses you, but you got it right on the camera. So side mirrors are a little small. They're the stock mirrors. I usually recommend my clients upgrade to the larger mirrors. Okay.
I can see what you mean actually looking at it now.
Because the upgraded large, they're like $250 if you order your van.
Right.
And it's such a difference. Yeah, the only thing we added up here would be this switch, and that goes to an onboard air system, which is in the engine compartment, and so you can air down and air up.
Right. So this, I guess, is your 4x4.
Yep.
And that's a long range.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Right. Underneath this guy.
It's a shower box, actually.
Oh.
Yeah. So there's a curtain. It's a stainless steel box on the inside, and the shower curtain comes up and goes to these mounting points.
Oh, okay. Those hooks on the ceiling are for
shower curtain, and then there's a plug-in fan in that 12 volt.
Huh.
And then you'll want to just keep your windows cracked up here. Maybe even have the door open over here.
Yeah. And the floor drain, or what?
Floor
that goes
drain
out
down
underneath.
to a gray water tank that's 18 gallons.
Okay.
And then the sink has another gray water tank underneath on the passenger side here. So there's two gray water tanks.
And then these lights are all run off that one dimmer.
Yeah, one dimmer switch there, and that runs all the ceiling lights. We kept it pretty basic on the lighting. Put the toilet and the bamboo insert in there.
Oh, I forgot to ask about a toilet. There is a toilet.
Yeah,
a composting toilet?
Box. It's a Lavio dry flush, so it has bags, and it wraps up the bag, and then you dispose of it.
Oh, okay. So you just put a bag inside,
and then
spins. It spins?
Yeah.
Why does it spin?
It'll close up the bag.
Oh. Yeah, I guess let's go for a drive.
Okay.